Okay, so this one is for Aquarius, and this is a new series I'm introducing to the channel. They want to fight for your love. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the 12 houses. So the first house is Aries, second house is Taurus, third house is Gemini, fourth house is Cancer, fifth house is Leo, sixth house is Virgo, seventh house is Libra, eighth house is Scorpio, ninth house is Sagittarius, 10th house is Capricorn, the 11th house is your house, Aquarius, and the 12th house is Pisces. So we're going to go through the 12 houses, okay? And this reading, the energy that we're reading is going to be for your person. All right, and this is your house. This deck right here establishes the house that we're in. So this is Aquarius's house. And then this is your person's energy. So for the reading, we're looking at your person's energy. This is a general reading. So general readings are not intended to resonate with everyone. If this is not your reading, please don't force it. I'll be back to do another as soon as possible. And then I have come to realize, because I'm a skeptic. So initially, like personally, I don't like to persuade people to hit the like button because people weaponize that and it can be really toxic. So I'm usually just like, don't hit the like button unless you want to show moral support. That's just to help encourage me to keep doing these type of readings. However, I have learned and I have realized that it actually is true. Hitting the like button, being subscribed, helps to infuse your energy into the channel. So even if this reading doesn't resonate, the next time around, it should resonate more and more with you. That's something that I've come to realize. However, you check it out yourself and see if you notice that as well. Now, this is a new series I'm introducing, so as I'm going along, I'm practicing and I'm getting better. I'm becoming more familiar with how this reading resonates, how to read for it. For example, so what I have come to realize is, like when I initially started, I thought the energies would be mutual and you could maybe see your energy in it and etc. etc. However, no, the setup of this one is we're reading your person's energy. What else did I realize about doing this? Oh, I've also come to realize that at this phase of the reading, this is not a question of, oh, if something were to happen in public, is your person going to fight for you? Like, you know, if there was some offense that was made, are they going to fight for you? That could be a component depending on the circumstance of your connection. That could be, but generally speaking, there's something that has happened in your connection, and the question is if your person is going to fight for it. Overall, we're looking for your person wants to fight for this connection. Your person wants to fight for your love. Generally speaking, that's the energy of this reading. That's what we're looking for. However, sometimes, of course, we'll see a bailout. They're checking out initially. Sometimes we'll see that they won't fight for it. But other times, we see that they fight for it, and we'll see the method and the approach of what they do. Also, generally speaking, the method of readings that I do on the channel, I do short-term energy readings because energy changes all the time. So, like, you could be watching the video and see something highlighted that resonates with your connection. The intention for me as the reader is to assist helping you find nuances in your connection that will help you make it work. That's the intention here. So looking for highlighted areas of concern for that reason. For example, sometimes we'll see, hey, you know what, this looks like it could progressively get worse. And I would, you know, if I were you, I would just check out of the connection because it looks like it could be debilitating for you, stagnating for you, etc. What else have I come to realize about this? Let's see. We'll get into it and see how it goes. But yes, thank you for the opportunity to practice. Thank you for the opportunity to read for you. This should get better with time. Okay, Aquarius, so we're looking at your connection with an Aries. Aquarius, and Aries. Aquarius and Aries. Aquarius with Aries. Aquarius and Aries. Aquarius and Aries. All right. Aquarius and Aries. Okay. All right. So, Aquarius and Aries connection. So, with the disclaimer that it's not intended to resonate with everyone, this particular connection shows that you both came into it with other options. Okay, so it looks like there's a delayed response, especially because there were other options on both of your sides. So there's a moment of pause to reflect and to consider what they're going to do. What they're going to do. And it looks like it's a realization of, I know I'm doing me, but they're doing them too. So it's almost like that connection where I'm doing me, but you know how sometimes we don't even notice that your person is mirroring you, not even necessarily by intention, but they're doing them, you're doing you, but it's almost like, oh yeah, that's what you're doing? Is that what we're doing? Although they're doing them too. So it does look like they're aroused at the, they're agitated at the realization that they feel like they need to fight for your love. So it looks like there is a delayed response, but there definitely is a response. So the answer is yes. They will fight for your love. Right here, they will fight for your love. It looks like, however, here, after fighting for your love, and these are for the connections that make it with some longevity, like they haven't bailed out. I don't see them bailing out initially in this reading. So they will fight for your love as the connection progresses. After they fight for your love, though, it's going to be one for the books, one unforgettable fight for your love. Then they are bailing out. Then they'll bail out. But it looks like they don't leave without giving you a taste of your medicine, without letting you know that they're not one to play with. Then they'll leave. Now we're going to look at Aries and Taurus connections. Aries and Taurus. Aquarius and Taurus, correction. Aquarius and Taurus. Also, this Taurus may have some cusp energy, so they could be a Taurus with Gemini cusp energy or a Taurus with Aries energy. All right. So, for this one, it looks like this particular reading comes in where you're both matching energy. So this looks like it could be a twin flame type of a connection. You're both coming with the same energy. So that just intensifies as far as, oh, is that what we're doing? Okay, well, two can play that game. So with that type of energy, for me, it says, yes, they will fight for your love. How will they fight for your love? Mirroring you, intensifying the mirror, doing what you do. With whatever you do, I can do better. And then if it intensifies, if the, they feel like they need to fight for your love continues throughout the connection, they get underground subliminal, more diabolical with the way that they fight for your love. We see pentacles here, so it looks like there's possible financial exploitations, you know, draining your resources, some sort of financial abuse, or maybe even just indirectly affecting financials and the values in your connection. So it looks like they take it personal. Now looking at Aquarius with Gemini. Aquarius and 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 Gemini. All right. So for this particular connection, this is one where your person has already found value in you, value in your connection. They've already come to this connection with the consideration that they want to move it to a higher level of commitment. So being confronted with having to fight for your love, it looks like there's a couple different ways they process to do this. Okay, one way is matching your energy, tit for tat, and they want you to know, they want you to see it. Another way that they'll look at this, it looks like they will stop doing their dirt. They'll try to get better. They will try to work for your love. So it looks like they take the approach of feeling like something they did must be the reason why. They feel like they have to fight for your love, so they will stop. It looks like they'll just stop, slow down in the connection, analyze you more, try to figure out why and what is the cause. And it looks like, again, about the internal self-blame. They might blame themselves and figure there's something that I did wrong. So that looks like a half, a 50-50 response from the collective. Some are going to match your energy, tit for tat, and they want to see your response. They want you to know that's what they did. And they're watching you to see your reaction. The others, they slow down. Like I said, it looks like they could blame themselves. They'll try to self-correct, try to do better. And as the connection progresses, they're just maintaining their composure. They take time to maintain their composure. They take time to make sure they stay in character. And they're patient. So will they fight for your love? The answer is yes. They will fight for your love through and through, because this is a connection that they've seen. They want to stick it out for the long haul, for the long journey. It just looks like the intensity of fighting for your love diminishes, where at first the most aggression, the most outwardly aggression that you'll see is in the initial beginning stages. Like I said, in your face, matching your energy. They're watching your reaction. All along it looks like they're trying to learn you, trying to figure you out, why you do what you do, and if it's something that they can self-correct. But after that stage, that looks like at the most that's what you're going to see from them, fighting for your love. They take a moment to just self-collect themselves, stay in their body, maintain their character, and they're just patient. Looks like they're just patient. They're patient. So, will they fight for your love? The answer is yes. They look very intelligent, like they have a high level of intelligence. They're intelligently mature. Very smart in the way that they fight for your love. Very patient. It looks like very unconditional love. Especially, they feel like they can match your energy. And that might be what they just do. Match your energy. It's like, oh, well, you can do you? Okay, well, let's both do that then. Now, we'll look at Aquarius and Cancer connections. Hello. Thank you for... And if you guys are asking for personal... If you have your own personal questions, thank you for leaving it in the chat. I feel like that type of interaction, if you don't see your answer here yet, progressively you should see your energy and your reading in the future sessions that we do. This one is for Aquarius and Cancer. Aquarius and Cancer connections. Aquarius and Cancer connections. Aquarius and Cancer connections. Aquarius and Cancer connections. Alright, so this one looks like yes. Through and through, they will fight for your love. This is yes, they will fight for your love. So, for the disclaimers that this is a general reading. General readings are not intended to resonate with everyone. This particular reading is for those connections that have, you got some stuff at their house, they have some stuff at your house, or you live together. Okay, it does look like there's more heavy emphasis on you have things at their house, they have some things at your house, and it's not yet a commitment type of relationship, although you have stuff at each other's house. But it almost looks like you're not married on paper yet, if that's something that you'll do. Anyways, but it does say that they're going to fight for your love because they want to stay. They don't want this dynamic to change. They want the dynamic to get better. It looks like they're not threatened. They're not intimidated. Their value of themselves is not diminished. They become more assertive, more determined. It is possible as well that anybody can get it. It depends. It's almost like don't try your luck type energy. Don't try your luck. But they will definitely fight for it. And it looks like they'll confront you with how they feel, confront you. There could be an argument, a fight. They're going to tell you, give you a piece of their mind. They're going to try to passion you, seduce you. They'll be trying to fight for your love in that way as well. Yes. It looks like they'll try a little bit of everything. Try to be sweet to you like honey. Seduce you. If that doesn't work, they could become angry. You might see them just kind of flipping different, going into different modes. But that's them trying everything. And then progressively, they're going to want to like beg you, come back to them. They want to make it seamlessly, like romantically, like win you over, like seduce you, carry you off, you know, like a romantic, like out of a romance novel. But the answer is yes. I was going to say that, like, you know, that would be their first thing, is try to sweep you off your feet. But, you know, again, with the flip mode type, because sometimes they might sweep you off your feet. Other times they might be having a nasty butthead attitude. Sometimes they might, you know, they're flipping through the different channels. They try to sweep you off your feet and have you walk yourself into their bedroom, have you walk yourself, come to their house. You know, that would be their preferred choice. If an argument leads to a makeup so we can break up, or if they have to beg you. But the answer for this one is yes, they will fight for your love. Next, we're going to look at Aquarius and Cancer, or correct, Leo. Aquarius and 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 Leo. So the first thing is they're going to assess. It looks like there's going to be a delayed response. Because first thing, they're trying to assess if they like you like that. So again, with this being a general reading that's not intended to resonate with everyone, this particular connection, it looks like it takes them a little while to figure out if they even like you like that. And they're also coming off with this energy that I don't fight, I'm too pretty to fight. So it looks like they're just watching, analyzing, trying to figure out within themselves if they like you like that. And as they progress, for those that stick around in the connection, because I don't see them leaving, it looks like they do get aroused, antagonized to fight. It does look like one of their methods, though, to fight is to match your energy. Tit for tat energy. So there's also a half and half type of response after reflecting and trying to determine if they like you like that. This says that once they determine that they do like you like that, they were considering taking the connection to a higher level of commitment, but now they're starting to second guess. And it looks like they, through the process of that's still the process of figuring out if they like you like that. If they do like you like that, they start to wonder, why do I like you like that? And they're starting to question and waver. So again, with the process of why do I like you like that, if they determine that no, I don't like you like that to begin with, like you think you're all that, and you're not, according to them, for half of them that come to that type of determination, then it looks like they salvage themselves. They start to exit the connection. Again, they feel like they're too pretty to fight, so they're not getting out of character, is what they are telling themselves. However, before they leave, it still says that they do some tit for tat. There's some get back. There's a lesson that they want to teach you to not play with them. Do not play with them, is what it says. And it looks like they have that mentality through and through. That once they feel like you want them to fight for their love, it looks like they take that personally, and they want to teach you a lesson to don't play with them that way. That's interesting, because they're too pretty to fight. That's what they say. That's what I got out of that one. Okay, then next we're going to look at Aquarius and Virgo connections. Aquarius and Virgo. 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 Okay. So again, with the disclaimer that this is a general reading, not intended to resonate with everyone, this particular reading says, first of all, your person came into this connection with the mindset that they wanted it to work. They see value in your connection. They wanted it to work. They like the way that you make them feel. So it wasn't happenstance that you just linked up together. So will they fight for you? Yes, they will fight for you. And also this looks like they will fight for you. And this looks like at the same time, which is, it's almost like they could come out of body, come out of character. You might see a side of them that you didn't even realize was there. And and they also have the sentiment like, I wish a MFer would. It's really interesting. I wish a MFer would. This goes for if somebody, now this one here, like I said in the beginning of the disclaimers, generally speaking, this is if an infraction happened in your connection that, you know, provokes them to realize they feel like they need to fight for your love. But this even is in public. They would like defend your honor in public. Like I wish an MFer would type. Very protective of you, very possessive of you. Anybody can get it type energy. So this is a through and through, yes, they will fight for you. The cautionary area of concern is for Virgo, because this is Aquarius's reading, and Aquarius's person is what we're reading for. They will fight for your love. So the area of caution is for Virgo. Look again. Yes, this is a hard yes. Be careful, because this looks like you could easily be unhinged and go all out. The sky is the limit as far as what you will do to fight for your person's love. Mostly, however, it does say that it's in they're in their head about it. So it's in the way that they think, in the way that they'll communicate. Okay. So there's a high likelihood too that they will speak sweet nothings to you, try to seduce you. There's also a high likelihood that they'll be thinking about you all the time, can't wait to talk to you. Like, this is the type of person that will probably not miss your phone calls. If they do miss your phone calls, it was by accident. They're going to call you back. However, after a while of having to fight for your love, the outcome is unpredictable. So that's an area of warning for Virgo. You could lose yourself in this connection. And also, Aquarius, your person might you might feel like they've gone ghost. They could become unpredictable. Like they'll be hard to find them. You won't know where they are. You might not be able to talk to them, not know how to get a hold of them. The answer through and through for this one is yes, they will fight for your love. Alright, so now we're looking at Aquarius and Libra. Okay, for Aquarius and Libra. Aquarius and Libra. Hello in the chat. Hey everybody, thank you for your support on the video and on the channel. This one is for Aquarius and Libra. Aquarius and Libra. Aquarius and Libra. Okay, so like I said, energy changes all the time. This is a short-term energy reading at the moment. First of all, they're going to assess within themselves if this connection is even worth it. They're questioning why. Why do they love you? Why do they have these feelings about you? So half of them will pour out the feelings that they have. Half of them will realize that they do love you very much. But initially, it looks like there's a delayed response because they're assessing, trying to figure out why do they feel the way that they feel. Next, as your connection continues to progress, it looks like they stop everything. And it looks like there's a high likelihood of them becoming unhinged. And this is an area of concern for Libra, that you could feel like your whole world is falling apart. Things start to go wrong in life. You just start to notice the influence this person has on you is heavily affecting you and your whole world. So overall, it looks like they silently go through the motions of having to fight for you, having to fight for your love. The area of highlighted concern for Libra would be this connection is concerning because its impact on you looks like it could become very debilitating to you overall. Generally speaking, and depending on how things progress, there's a likelihood that you guys, they'll stick it out with you and enter a new chapter in your connection, or they're going to bail out and leave the connection. Chop it up to a learning lesson. Figure that they have to leave for self-preservation. And start to pour out the cup of love. Initially they did that. For those who are going to check out and leave the connection, pour out the cup of love. Wonder why they felt like that in the first place. The process of them leaving is subjective on a case-by-case scenario. Some of them will leave really quickly and there won't even be an indication that there was a problem or that they felt any type of way. They emotionally check out. They don't let anything affect them. They quickly move out of the connection. For others, like I said, it's a highlighted area of concern because they stay in the connection too long is what it looks like, even to the point where it starts to affect some bottom lines for them. That's what I see for Aquarius and Libra at the moment. So the answer at the end of the day is yes. There's a high likelihood of yes, but the yes that you get is mostly internally, that they process it internally. They're heartbroken. So it looks like they take the whole premise of having to fight for you. They take it internally. They take it personal. That's what it looks like. It affects them on a personal level. Just even having to fight for you. And it looks like you don't notice. So you probably won't even notice that they are fighting for you. Because it looks like they might keep these things hidden from you. And it looks like they might keep it hidden from everybody. Internalize it. And they take it very personally. The answer is yes, though, that they would fight for you, but it looks like an internal type of a battle that they fight. That's what I see at the moment for Aquarius and Libras. Now looking at Aquarius with Scorpio. Let's see. Aquarius with Scorpio. 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 Alright, Aquarius with Scorpio. Alright, so Aquarius with Scorpio. The answer is yes. This looks like the spice in their connection that makes you more desirable to them, more attractive to them. They are knocked off their feet with the unction that they need to fight for your love. But it makes them realize how much they actually do love you. And so it does look like they will fight for your love. It looks like they'll become more forthcoming, more transparent with you. It looks like they will want to romance you, date you even more, be more present in the connection even more. That's how they will fight for your love. Lower their guards, become more transparent, become more romantic, and you become more desirable. Okay, and so now we'll look at Aquarius with Sagittarius. 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 Okay, Aquarius with Sagittarius. Aquarius with Sagittarius. Okay, so the answer for this one is yes. It looks like there's a high likelihood that you'll get a delayed response. There's a high likelihood at first they don't even let you know that they feel anything. They're very coy, good poker face. Looks like they could do some investigations, especially to justify how they feel. It also looks like they go underground with their methodology of how they fight. So they'll do little subtle things in a way that's very like subliminal. Keep you guessing, keep you on your toes. They're gauging you, studying you for your response. That's how they're going to perfect reading you to understand you. Okay, they could be getting readings on you, studying the psychology in general of you and them. But it looks like they don't put on initially anything. They're very neutral, very poker faced. And then after they've come to their conclusions, after they've done their research, they become more in your face about it. So the answer is yes. They're just very strategic, very methodical in their process. And the answer is yes. They will. First, subtly. First, behind the scenes. Also, if they feel there's someone else responsible, if they feel like somebody is influencing your connection in a type of way, there's a likelihood that they will deal with that without you even knowing it. So it looks like they're going to be dealing with the issues. You just won't know about it off the top, off the rip. So that's really interesting. For this particular reading, because general readings they're not intended to resonate with everybody. This particular person appears to be very refined. They have a high level of intelligence and emotional control, emotional intelligence. They confirm and verify They study, they perfect before they respond. They think about things before they respond. So if your Sagittarius doesn't embody those type of qualities, that would be an indication that the reading is not yours at the moment. But I'll come back to do other readings. Uh, Energy changes all the time. This is a short-term energy reading. This particular Sagittarius is mature, refined, has emotional control, very intelligent, and they think before they speak or act. As things progress, though, they're prepared to act, and they've already thought about what they're going to say. And depending on what they find out, anybody can get it as well. Depending on how what they find out too, if they decide to stick it out with you and your connection, anybody can get it. That goes for if you're in public, somebody tries to diminish your honor, if somebody tries to pull a quick one on you, like they become very possessive, very territorial about you, and anybody can get it. But not before they do their research, not before they do their research, not before they study you. That's what I have for Aquarius and Sagittarius. Now for Aquarius and Capricorns, let's see. Aquarius and Capricorn. 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 Okay. So, for Aquarius and Capricorn, at the first sign that they feel like they need to fight for your love and your connection is fairly new, there's a high likelihood that they'll be actually moving away from the connection. That there's a high likelihood that they're going to be their presence more diminished, communication more diminished. They're planning an exit strategy, depending on how, even though if your connection is new, if it's one of those connections that's new, depending on how fast they can leave. Because sometimes we get into new connections where there's some circumstance that you cannot leave as fast as you would want to. So depending on that, they're planning an exit strategy. At the first sign, they feel like they need to fight for your love. So this is one of these connections that says they start to make this assessment up front. At the first indication, they feel like they have to fight for your love. This is the type of connection that they don't even let progress to final stages. They're going to determine up front. The first thing they do, though, is to start checking out. Like I said, they're less present. You might feel like they've ghosted. They talk less. The thing about it, though, is they're coming back. So they take some time to process. And initially, their thought process is leaving the connection altogether. But we've already described if they can or if they cannot leave, etc., etc. After they reflect and after they digest, they come back. So after their reflections, after they've been introspective with themselves to assess how do they feel with your absence, for example, like they put themselves to the test. They come back though. So for example, after their assessment, if they find themselves to be at blame, You know, if they're just not happy with themselves, like, I don't think I worked hard enough, or I don't think that I came with my best, I didn't present my best self. So they take some time to think about it, but it looks like this is the type that will have second chances. They'll come back. They may come back with an apology. They may come back with just, the attempt to basically rekindle things is what it looks like. Depending on the reaction, depending on the response that they get, they also take that back to the drawing board and process it and figure out what they're going to do. How do they fight for your love? So they're also emotionally disoriented at the suggestion of fighting for your love. It almost looks like, how do I fight for the love? So this is the first time is a trial and a test. For example, leaving. When they leave, when they begin to ghost, when they become less talkative, even how you respond to them into that. Do you try to initiate communication with them? Do you try to figure it out? They're watching all of that too. They're processing it. So it looks like they study you, they study themselves, they study the connection, trying to figure out how do they fight for your love. So after that processing, and after they come to that type of realization, they either try to, like I said, come correct, try to work on the connection. But if they feel like they're not to blame, they feel like you're unreasonable, depending on how they've assessed it, if you need some taste of your own medicine, if things progress. So this looks like a connection too, that they don't tolerate those type of games. So if they feel like there's some sort of manipulation or just something that just is off in the connection, this is something that they don't want to revisit again. They try to handle things, process things, heal the connection once and for all. If you have to revisit this type of circumstance, it would need to be something different, not the same repetitive thing, because they'll be exiting out of that. They're going to take their value and exit. The answer, though, is that yes, they will fight for you in the way described. It's like an analytical assessment. They will fight for you. If you're locked in, like if you're in a marriage, they don't plan on leaving empty-handed, though. And if they feel like you are to blame for some of this, especially if they've lost anything in the process of getting to know you or dealing with you, they will be trying to recoup their losses. They don't plan to leave out of this connection empty-handed. They definitely plan to leave better than they were when they came in the connection too, and to make you pay. So if they feel like you were playing games or you did something diabolical towards them, they will make you pay for that. Will they fight for your love? Yes. Next, we're going to look at Aquarius with other Aquarians. Okay, so for the Aquarius with other Aquarians, the one watching the video, this is your house, this is your reading, and we're reading for your person's energy. How will they fight for your love? Will they fight for your love? Aquarius and Aquarius. This is a short-term energy reading. Energy changes all the time, so I'm reading for the moment. How will they fight? This is Aquarius with Aquarius. Aquarians with other Aquariuses. Aquarius with Aquarius. Aquarius with Aquarius. Alright. So, the first thing is that they're going to be very disappointed, and it looks like blindsided too, like very disappointed, blindsided, and they're also going to be bewildered, like how could you, almost like, first of all, don't you know I'm too pretty to fight? Don't you know that I'm too valuable to be fighting? Don't you know who I am type energy? So, and it feels like they pull back, almost like repulsed, like, I thought you knew me better than that. So they're almost looking like, what type of stranger are you? Like there's a stranger in my house type of reading. He wouldn't ignore me. He wouldn't ignore me. You know, I'm convinced there's a stranger in my house. Type of energy. And if they stay in the connection, which it does look like they wouldn't just completely leave the connection, they're just pulling back, you know. And then it looks like they just start entertaining themselves with others. Yeah, like you just become one of many. Okay, that's what I have for Aquarius with Aquarius. Now we'll look at Aquarius and Pisces. 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 Do you guys know that song? That's the song that came to my mind. There's a Stranger in My House. I think it's by Deborah Cox. I could be wrong about that. Pop quiz. Can you, let's see, or do you know where my spot is? Tell me where we first kissed. Tell me if I love. No. Tell me if I like it, love it. Alright, so for Aquarius and Pisces, this is a short-term energy reading at the moment. It would say at the first sign that they feel like they need to fight for your love, the answer is yes, they will fight for your love. They will try to reconcile. They'll try to make it right. They might even beg you, you know, don't leave me, come back to me. This one says, however, if that doesn't work, they start to fall back. Almost like something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you to not, you know, you're the one that's supposed to fight for them. So they'll be waiting for you to fight for them. So it looks like they put the work in initially to fight for your love with the begging and the come back to me and trying to reconcile. After doing that, they'll be waiting for you to fight for them. So they're watching you like, how could you? Do you love me? Do you care about me? You're supposed to come back and fight for them. They'll be waiting for you to come back and respond and fight for them. But it looks like also in that process, their energy diminishes. Not in reality does it diminish, but they pull back. Their energy is still present in the connection. They're waiting for you to respond, to call them back. Yep. If it takes too long for you to respond or call them back, though, it looks like they would. There's a 50-50 chance, though, that they'll call you. It depends, though. 50-50 chance that they'll call you first. It actually almost looks like a 25% chance that they'll call you first. 75% says that they won't. They're waiting for you to call them back. That's what they say. They're waiting for you to come to them because they've already put the work in to show you that they care and to beg you to come back to them. And that takes us to the last house. Aquarius, thank you so much for your support on the video and on the channel. I'll be back to do another reading as soon as possible. Until next time, peace.